Gwen, do you have any plans after school today? Asked Sasha. No, I don't have any plans actually. Do you maybe want to go to the mall with me? Asked Sasha. Sure. I mean, why not? It had been a while since we went to the mall together. Great. I will see you after school then, she said. Yeah, I will wait you by my car after school, said Gwen. Sure, I will see you then. They gave each other a hug and they went back to their classes since this was during the lunch break. Sasha and Gwen have been dating for the past 6 months, but they have known each other since the first year of high school. There was actually Gwen's best friend Tony who actually introduced Sasha to her as a friend. In the beginning, Sasha was very quiet. She was a bit shy and she fell for Gwen's very beautiful and outgoing personality. And around that 6 months ago, Sasha asked Gwen during the hallway during lunch break if she was interested to go out with her. And Gwen said yes, and turned out even Gwen had some interest in her as well, which made Sasha even happier. Ever since then, they have been going out many times. But the only difference that Gwen hasn't even told her parents about it, since they're always busy. They're not often at home. Since her dad works as a businessman between 9 or 10 p.m. and her mom works as an office worker to 9 p.m. So she's usually home alone. But today, she had no plans to do otherwise. After school was over, she was waiting by her car for Sasha when she heard a voice behind her. Hey, Gwen! I see you're waiting for Sasha as always. She turned around and saw it was Tony. Yep, I'm always are, she said with a big smile. Let me guess. The mall? How do you... Oh, let's just a guess. Let me guess. Sasha told you? Yeah, she did. Why she always does that? Don't worry. I'm just happy that you two are able to talk to each other or spend time. Yeah, I know. As they were talking, Gwen saw this beautiful dark-haired girl come up to her, and that was Sasha. Sorry if you have been waiting long. Not at all. Oh, hey, Tony. What's up? Oh, hey, Sasha. Not much. And your typical things happening around here. Oh, well, I'll leave you two alone. I'll head home, and I will see you guys tomorrow at school. As always, they both said. Tony is always this, hyper. Yeah. He's my childhood friend, so, I know how he's like. Yeah, but are you ready to go? Yep, I am. Both ended up in a car and they drove all the way to the mall. They would just decide to do some window shopping and just go inside some clothing stores or try some new clothes, but they wouldn't buy anything, they just try something. Afterwards, around 3 p.m., they actually went to the food court just to get something to eat. So, do you have any plans for the weekend? Asked Gwen. Um, Actually, I'm afraid I do. Oh? Yeah, you see, I have a little bit had to spend time with my family this weekend. My older brother, Julian, is coming over for a visit. Oh, Julian, how is he doing? Oh, he's doing good actually. Busy as always. Yeah, your brother is very kind. First time I met him, I was taken aback. Why? He wasn't really much talking to me yet much. I thought he didn't like me. Well, my brother's always an outgoing person, but he's a little bit how to say, he's a little bit reserved to new people. But after he got to know you, had no problem with you. Yeah, I know. Your family is very accepted about us. I was a bit worried that they even would. Well, not really. Oh? I may not have told you this, but I actually told my family that I like both girls and guys just before we start dating. Wait, you did? Huh. How come you never told me that? Well, I kind of forgot about it. Oh, I mean, hoping that doesn't matter. Of course not. I mean, I'm happy to be with you, though. You're so sweet, said Sasha. Thanks. So, do you want to do something after this? Um, maybe do some more window shopping before I head home? Sure. They stayed at the mall till around 6 p.m. before they had to leave. Gwen drove home Sasha, and they were just having a good time. When she got home, her parents wasn't at home either, which she already knew. So she made her own dinner and went to her room doing some homework and then went to bed. But for the next couple of days, things were seems to be going kind of well. But then, during the Saturday evening, which is her only time with her family, her parents are at home. They only works during the week, but during the weekends they're always home. But this time there were some things that they were, well, gonna change her life. During dinner, her parents told her something that they had some news. So, Gwen, we have some news for you. Oh, what is it? You know, we have always thought what you want to do in your future. Oh? Yeah, so, we actually found this young man who is the son of one of your father's friends to, if you want to marry him after you finish high school, and that they are actually coming over for dinner the next day for Sunday to have dinner with us and so that you can get to know him. Um, okay. She was really surprised of any of that, actually. Um, may I ask who this guy is? Oh, you mean probably know him? His name is Blake, around the same age as you? Blake? She asked. Yeah, do you know him? Gwen was a little bit silent for a moment as she was thinking. The name Blake did resemble Liz sound familiar to her. After thinking for a moment, wait, yeah, actually, yeah, his name do sounds familiar, but I want to say that he's a friend of mine, but more as acquaintance. I mean, we have talked a couple of times. His dad is Andrew, right? That's correct, said her dad. He's my friend, and he and I were just talking, and we were often talking about you and Blake's future, what they were, else like that. And Andrew told me about my about his son. If he told me and were more like asking what I thought about marrying you to Blake. Wait, this is a joke, Dad? Of course not. Why? Well, I mean, isn't that like getting married right after high school? You know, too sudden, like too early. I thought maybe just when I maybe in my early 20s, maybe. Oh, well, you don't have to get married right after that, but maybe just sometime. Maybe you're 20 or 25 or something like that, and well, after all, you have no plans to go to college, right? No, not really, Dad. I mean, well, both her parents could see that she was taken aback, but her mom said, "You don't have to worry, sweetie. They will be coming over tomorrow." But, Dad, yeah? What if I said no of dating him? Well, um, well, you, I don't know, but you probably will end up dating him anyways. You will have, you have needed to date him. But, Dad, no buts. There's nothing you can do. It's only decided you will date him. And Gwen was just suddenly shut down. There was nothing that she could do about it. After dinner, she could not believe it because she was already dating someone. Even though she just wanted to tell her parents right away that she actually had someone in her life already, but she couldn't. So she decided to simply wait. After dinner, she called Sasha. Hey, do you need something? Or something up? Uh, you know, I really have a big problem right now. Oh, it's about the homework? No, no, no. Here, listen to me about this. You know Blake, right? Blake? Uh, sounds familiar. The guy when we had met from time to time, same age, different high school. Oh, him. You know about him? Well, apparently his dad has suggested to my dad that I should marry Blake sometimes after high school. It was complete silence on the line. And then Sasha's like, wait, are, are you for real? I'm afraid so, but I just wanted to tell him and my mom about us, but I I couldn't do it. Oh, well, but they may find out about us anyways. Yeah, but I will try to, well, and even though I'm kind of forced to be dating him. Oh, but I'm not going to like officially dating him. I mean, I will try to break it off if maybe just sometime afterwards, maybe just a couple of weeks in or maybe a month in, just to make my statement clear to my parents that it's not gonna work out. Let's hope that it's gonna work though, said Sasha. Same here. You know, I had to call someone else, so I'm gonna see you on Monday. Yeah. Afterwards, she called someone else. She called her older brother, Thomas, who was 20 years old. Hey, what's up, little sis? So, what can I do for you? Um, Thomas? Yeah? I have a little bit of a big problem here. Oh, is that something I can help you with? Hopefully, but this might surprise you, but then she told him, and it was complete silence. And he was like, are you kidding me? No. My gosh, how could they be so stupid? There was another voice in the background. Wait, what do you mean? That was Heather. That was Heather with Thomas' fiancée. Thomas and Heather had been living together as well. Wait, are you kidding me? Your parents are trying to set up your younger sister with a guy that she's barely know? Yeah. Isn't that right, sis? He asked on the speakerphone. Yeah, I mean, I was speechless myself. I mean, aren't you dating Sasha already, though? Yeah, I am, but my family doesn't know about it. Huh. Well, what do you think that they will react if they find out? I have no idea. They might just simply kick me out of the house. Well, if that happens, you're always welcome to stay with us. Well, I'd be glad to, but wouldn't that like intrude your own private life? Nah, not really, said Heather. But, hopefully that won't even come to that, she said. Yeah, I will hope for that too. And I will see you in maybe a couple of days or something. Yeah. After that, she hung on the phone call. And by the next day, Gwen was really, she was really a bit scared and a bit worried. Her parents was home the whole day, even though her dad went to the office just to do some things, but he came back early in the afternoon. She was trying to come up with some good excuse to maybe that her parents could cancel the dinner, but he couldn't come up with anything actually. She even tried to play that she was having a bad headache or a migraine, but her mom just gave her some painkillers and hoping that would get it away. So that plans backfire on her, but even though she just wanted, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. In the evening, around 6 p.m., Blake and his dad, Andrew, showed up. They was having a good time. Andrew and her dad were just talking about some old childhood memories. Apparently, Andrew and Gwen's dad are childhood friends. They were just talking and suddenly the topic about marriage came up. Even though that Gwen could see that even Blake seemed to be uncomfortable about this entire idea. So, what do you think about this idea of you marrying my son afterwards? I, I mean, oh, she's a bit shy, but oh, I thought you said that she was really outgoing type. She can be a little bit shy from time to time, her dad said, but she's happy to be able to do it. Oh, that's great. Well, your dad told me that you didn't want to get married right away. Am I right? Yeah, I mean, I would have maybe say maybe when I was 20, 22, or something like that. That's fine. I mean, I went to get married myself when I was in my early 20s, so I can see what you mean. But until then, you can get been dating and perhaps get engaged sometime before then. Who knows? Well, maybe. And after dinner, Blake and Gwen was actually told to go to her room so they can just have a more private conversation, just get to know each other better. And as they were sitting on the bed, um, I had to tell you something. Yeah? I have no intention to marrying you, whatsoever. Finally, someone actually know what I feel. Wait, what? Yeah, I was never even intending to marry you either. Oh, that made them both laugh and like, I think you can even tell your dad no. No, I tried, but he wouldn't even listen to me. I mean, I even already had someone in my mind that I'm dating. Same here. You know, maybe we should try to convince them. Not, I mean, as I told my girlfriend, maybe I would dump you or break up with you after a month or so, and then try to convince my parents that it's not working out. Well, that's a good idea, but do you think that's actually gonna work? I really have no idea, honestly. Well, let's see what we can figure out a way. After that, they left, and but the next Monday, when Gwen went to school, she and Sasha were talking about this, and even some of their friends, Thomas, like Tony, had also been informed. And he was like, "What the? Your parents are really strange sometimes." Yeah, even though I really have no idea why they even thought of this thing as was a good idea in the first place. Who knows what your parents are even thinking, said Naomi, who was a friend of Sasha. Yeah, I mean, this is a really strange idea. You know, I agreed. Well, your family are sometimes a bit odd. Well, except for your older brother, said Naomi. Yeah, my brother knows about this, and he is not happy about that idea either. So, what are you going to do? They asked. Well, easy. You're just going to be telling them that's happening. Well, as if that's going to happen. No, I'm actually going to simply dating Thomas Blake. Anyways, what? Not as a real dating, like more fake dating. Ah, that kind of way. Well, who knows if that's going to work out? But it's just yeah. after school was over, Gwen drove over to her brother's house since she wanted to talk to him. Since Sasha was had to do some things at home. Hey, Gwen, come in, said Heather. Your brother's in the living room, so come in. Hey, Says, good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you too, under these circumstances. Tell me about it. You want something to drink? A beer? Beer? I mean, I'm not even 18. I'm just joking with you. Have some other drinks at home. Come on. They were just talking, and even the topic about her supposed arranged marriage. I can't believe our parents aren't doing this against you. I mean, sometimes I just wonder what our dad is even thinking with. You know, sometimes I just want to go up to him and punch him right in the face and like screaming at him. Whoa, 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 honey! If you do that, that would be counted assault. You don't want to be had the police on you, do you? No. I mean, if you think about it, if they had this idea from my sister, then what? Why didn't that happen to me? That made both Heather and Gwen seriously looking at each other like he has a point. When you told mom and dad that about Heather, what did they say something else? Not really. They just was happy for me. I when you told me about it, I was really surprised, and I even thought about it like that. If they had set it up for you, but what not for me? Maybe that's something that they had planned in a long time. Heather said, "No, I don't think so for a long time. It was actually had Blake's dad who came up with this idea. So my dad was probably not even aware of this idea in the first place." Hmm, that might be true, but what can we do? Well, for now, I'm just going to do fake dating Blake for a while to see if there's to just make mom and dad and his dad happy for the moment. Well, sounds like a good idea at least. Because if you try to not going to do it, mom and dad might just simply be mad at you, and you don't know how they will like. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Well, I should probably get back home. I have to think some other things to do. Well, let me know when something how things been going on. Develop all this. Of course. I mean, you're my brother. Well, your only brother. Yeah, that's true, Mister Fancy Pants. Hey, don't call me that. It's embarrassing. Well, if you say so, Mister. Just kidding. But, anyways, I will see you some other time. You're always welcome back here anytime. Thanks. Then she just left. And even when Gwen came home, she was actually worried about this development, how her family would even going to take this. Her brother was really upset about this, that their parents had her set up for an arranged marriage. Even Sasha herself was really a little bit worried herself. The following weeks afterwards, Gwen went off on many dates with Blake, as pretending, even though that Blake had even told his special someone already about this fake dating. Even his girlfriend was really taken aback that his dad had been planning this for a while apparently. But as long as that they pretended to be dating, her parents were just often happy and even from time to time did asking her how her dating is going so far, when what she thought about him, or if there's any feelings development about that. But she's just telling that it's a bit too early to know for sure, and they were just happy. But eventually, it just was going as much they were hoping for. But then it just happened. Blake was curious to know more about this idea in the first place. When he did ask his dad about it, he just said, I just want to see you happy, and having an idea of my only son marrying my friend's daughter would make our both families stronger together, and, like, I could see myself as like a brother to him. That's it. And even when Gwen one day went out with Sasha to her house or her home, her mom was really surprised because apparently Sasha had telling her family about this, and they were all equally shocked. Even her mom wanted to say that she could maybe go over to her house and talk to Gwen's parents about this. But there was only one problem. I wish I could do it, but my family doesn't even know about me and Sasha been dating. Really? Her mom, Sasha's mom asked. Yeah, well, my brother knows about it, but my parents doesn't even know. Maybe you just should tell them. Yeah, I mean, I really want to. Well, maybe you will eventually do this. Yeah, I mean, your last year of high school is now, you're in a senior year, and the last day is quite soon, just in a couple of weeks from now. I hope that I can find out something about it. Then, the thing came when they were finishing high school altogether. She was just happy about the big day. Unfortunately, her parents couldn't show up to their work. But it doesn't even matter to her. She didn't even care if her parents didn't show up. But her brother showed up with Heather, and they gave her the biggest support. But then it came when Gwen drove home. To her big surprise, both her both her parents' cars were in the driveway, and this was just only 4 p.m. It was way too early for other parents to just show up. And as she stepped in, Mom, Dad, are you home? Yes, come into the living room right now. She was really surprised, not only that they were home early, but her dad sounded angry for some reason. Um, can I ask why you're home so early? It's very unusual. Be quiet, he screamed at her. How dare you? Uh, what? Don't play with us. We know. Okay, you have to be clear of what? You've been dating this girl, haven't you? They had somehow found out about her with Sasha. How did you? It doesn't matter, he heard that screamed. How dare you? You have been dating Blake all this time, but you've been dating her as well? How dare you be sharing a boyfriend like that? He's not even my real boyfriend. We never were dating at all, she screamed back. What? We pretended to be dating, only to make you and his dad happy, satisfied about it. I have been dating Sasha for more than 6 months now. I love her. You cannot change that. How dare you? How dare I? Well, I love her. You can't make me do otherwise. Listen to me. You have only two options here. One, you break up with Sasha right now. Or what? Or we kick you out of the house and we won't support you financially ever again. Well, however you're going to choose. Please, sweetie, choose carefully. but she didn't have to choose for a moment. Well, I only chose. Good. I choose the second option. What? Well, then, goodbye then. And she just left the house. You are not my daughter anymore, he screamed. But she didn't care. In fact, she just took her car and drove all the way to her brother's house. Wait, what are you doing here? I thought you were going home. But then she broke down crying. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? What's the matter? Um, honey, what's going on? Asked Heather from the kitchen. And when she saw Gwen crying, whoa, Gwen? What does it matter? Then she broke down and telling everything. How dare they? I'm going over there right now. But she stopped her brother from going. What? I don't care anymore. I don't even care about them, she cried. I just don't know what to do anymore. Your brother is always here for you. Thanks. But then she called Sasha after she had calmed down. And Sasha was heartbroken. How could they do that? Beats me. I mean, I don't even know how they even found out about us. I surely haven't told them. My brother hasn't even told them. I trust them that. Well, you can move in with us, said Sasha. Are you sure? Of course. I mean, I had only asked my parents about this and they approved it already. Really? Great. I mean, that is great though. So she went over to Sasha's manor. Yes, it turned out that Sasha's family was quite wealthy. Her mom is a business owner for a restaurant chain in town, and her dad is a business owner for an IT company in town. So they were well off. But to that, she didn't care if her family was rich or poor or like her own family. But at least she had a place to stay, even though that her brother offered. But the next day, both when both Thomas and Gwen went over to her house, as long as her parents was at home. They even had brought Tony with them and Sasha. They went in thanks to the auto that even changed the locks, apparently since Gwen left her only key at home. So, but thanks to that, they had even changed the locks, and Thomas, her brother, had a spare key. So they went inside, went to her room, packed some of her belongings. Things wasn't not that much. The furniture she didn't even care about. She only took what is the most things that she really cared about. Afterwards, they just left the house and went back to Sasha's manor, and they stayed there. And they was just really just something. Even after she had finished high school now, staying in the manor, Gwen started doing a lot more cooking. In fact, her dream was to open her own restaurant. And Sasha had actually convinced her mom to help with that, since Sasha's mom already owns several restaurants in town. So Sasha's mom would helping her both financially support and to find staff for her for Gwen's restaurant. And thanks to her mom, Sasha's mom, they found a place that was perfect for a restaurant, which was open, and they bought the place. They named the place Gwen's Star, and it became a very success. She was just happy to be able to not only owning her own restaurant but also working there. She was working as a chef, or at least a cook. She was really good in cooking, actually, because since she cooked all the things at home, even her dinner with her parents. And 3 years later, Gwen proposed to Sasha. And she said yes. They actually went to Hawaii for honeymoon for about a week, and as a thanks and a gift from Sasha's family. And during this time, Gwen has not even talked to her parents at all. Not even Thomas had. In fact, she didn't even care about it anymore. But she was just having a good time on the honeymoon. About 2 years later, she had opened up 4 more restaurants in town, and her business was going even better and better for each single day. But one day, when she was working, there were 2 customers at the restaurant. They were apparently booked a table, reserved a table there, but for some reason, there were some issues in the reservation, and and the manager called out for the owner since the customers asked if they could talk to the owner who was there. And she went to see what the problem was. And she saw those customers was actually her parents. They were stunned. Gwen, is that you, honey? Mom? Dad? How you been doing? Well, I mean, it had been good. How many years has it been? 3, 4, 5 years actually. Oh, so did you leave the girl? No, I'm married to her right now, Mom. And so, what seems to the problem be? Well, I apparently reserved to a table for 2, but according to the computer, there are no reservations here. Are you sure this is the one that you reserved it for? After all, there are at least 4 other restaurants in town with but this name. It's possible you have maybe reserved it there? No, this was just perfectly the specific location that I reserved it for. I'm sure of it. Let me see if I can call the others. And then she called the other restaurants in the area, those ones that she had. Apparently, the one they had reserved was actually just across town. Well, since they didn't show up, the manager there had removed their reservation. When she told her family that, her parents said, "What? They have no rights." Well, this is your own fault. If you had make sure, but if you went to the right one. Anyways, but since you're the owner, can you just give us a table for free then? What? You expected me to do that? No. Can you please leave? What? What? We are your parents. Former parents. You didn't even care about what I did in the past. You even tried to set me up for marriage, which I wasn't going to do. So please leave my business. But apparently they didn't listen. They only get more and more angry and argue with her. But eventually her parents left the restaurant. Even though from outside, Gwen could see that her parents were still quite upset. But she didn't care, because she didn't want any more stress in her life as it were already. After all, she was pregnant. This was her first child with Sasha, and it was Tony, her childhood friend, as the donor since he wanted to help them. She was really surprised that her parents even showed up. She later informed Thomas, her brother, and Sasha about this. They were both surprised that her parents even showed up, because neither Thomas or Gwen had even either talked or even seen their parents in 5 years. But this was just one of a strange surprise for both of them. But it was just another surprise, though, because Gwen didn't want to have any more trouble with her parents involved. especially for her business and also multiple during her pregnancy. But she also had informed all managers of all the locations to be aware of her parents if they would cause any problems, they had to make them leave. But she had been informed from time to time that her parents did show up, but at least they showed up at the right location which they reserved the table at. But it was just one of the things that, because Gwen, she wished that her parents just simply stayed away. After all, she had even talked to them in 5 years after what they tried to do to her when she was about to finish high school, to set up her for an arranged marriage. But eventually, it passed on. One day, Gwen had her child as a boy, which they both named Garrett. About 3 years later, Sasha had a baby herself. And also there was time that Tony also stand up for helping them. She had a daughter which they named Jessica. And during this time, neither during Garrett or Jessica was born, Gwen was a little bit worried that her parents would have found out about them having grandchild, or at least two grandchildren by now. But they never even tried or even reached out to her, not by even a card, or even by phone call, or even something like that, just to be saying to just say congratulations to having a child. But that didn't even happen. But Thomas and his now wife, Heather, was happy about it. And even though that Gwen often wondered how her family, or at least her parents, have been going on so much lately. But one day, out of the blue, when Jessica was about 1 year old, there was a knock on the door. And it was her parents. They asked her if she could help them, or at least Sasha's family could help them. Turned out that her dad's business had eventually ended up in bankruptcy, so that they had a little bit of problem with the finances. And since her mom had to take a second job in order to do so, but there was barely enough for them to pay the bills and even food for themselves. As her dad said, "Please, Gwen, we need your help." After being informed about her parents' situation, the company that her dad was working for went bankrupt, and that her mom had to take a second job in order to pay the bills and food for themselves, but it was just barely enough for them to survive. And now they're coming over to her home, asking her to ask Sasha's family to help them with the support of them financially. But she just stood there silently as she was looking at her parents' begging eyes. "Please, Gwen, you're our daughter, and you have to help us." "Helping you? You got to be kidding me." "What?" "You kicked me out of the family years ago, and now you're coming here to asking me for begging for help? Do you honestly believe I even have thought to help you at all?" "You are our daughter. You are responsible to helping your family." "Yes, I am helping my family, which is my family is my wife, our two kids, my brother and his wife, and my parents-in-law, but that's it. You two are not even part of my family anymore." "What? We raised you." "You may have raised me, but you tried to set me up for a marriage which I didn't even care about. You tried to decide my path of these choices in my life. When I told you I wasn't going to, you kicked me out of the house, and you really expected me to just simply forgive you and bring you back in life? No. In fact, I never have no intention to helping neither you or mom. If you need some help, why don't you just go find a job yourself?" "Don't you think I had tried?" Please, leave our property right now because I have no intention of helping you. Hey, sis, who is at the door? Is that? Ah, you have no idea who has showed up. Ah, it's you two. What do you want? Please tell your sister to help your family. Thomas just looked at him and looked at Gwen and said, "So, her family lives here. You are not in a part of the family, as you said." What? And I have no intention to help you either because I have cut ties with you two permanently. And I'm surprised that you had even tried to reach out to her after that she had your grandchildren. And they were just shocked to hearing that from even their own son. But then Gwen stood up and said, "Please, leave our home now." No, we need help. No, I have no intention of helping you. So I'm telling you for the final and last time, leave. Before her parents could say any other word, she closed the door and locked it. They stood there alone for another minute or so, tried yelling to help. They need help. But eventually, they just left. And that was the last time they actually saw her parents. Because apparently they sold the house and moved to a smaller apartment in town. But eventually, from what she heard from another mutual friend, that her dad did find a job, so now neither her mom or dad is no longer coming out to begging for work or help. But Thomas told Gwen after that happened, like, "I'm surprised that they even showed up at your place." Well, I mean, who knows if they even showed up at your place? That's a thought I would not want to even to experience, but, well, I don't even live there anymore. I mean, I don't even live in the house anymore that they knew what I used to live, he said. That's a good thing to do, to know a little, but anyways, let's forget about them. I mean, they're not no longer part of our life. That's for sure. Gwen was just happy that her parents never showed up. Even though that she was going to telling her kids one day about their maternal grandparents' actions and why they had never seen them and why they never had, well, why they're not even coming around. But Gwen and Sasha hopes at least they will understand when they're old enough. Gwen was just happy not only all their past was gone, well, it's over, that her parents is no longer involved in her life anymore. She was always will welcome her mom-in-laws, dad-in-laws over to her house, and that her brother and his wife is always welcome over. Even though sometimes later, she later was told from Thomas a day that he and Heather are expecting their first child. She was ecstatic. She was happy to become an aunt. And also that her kids were having a cousin to play with. But despite all this happened, Gwen was just happy not only to have been married with the one that she loved the most in the whole world. Even Gwen had told Sasha that, "I'm surprised that my parents and even could not even years later to accepted you as part of family." And Sasha just said, "I agreed. I mean, how low can they even go as not even accepting us? I mean, they have two grandchildren and the third on the way, and just simply not even accepting all that." I agreed. I mean, if my parents had accepting, perhaps they would have been already being part of my family again. But I don't think I would never do that. I mean, it's probably best you don't let them back in your family, said Sasha though. Even though I go and said, "Yeah, I totally agree on that." They were just well, they were just complete mess of it. I mean, what else can you say about it? I agreed. Even both of them were just happy to have been able to find the one they loved the most. And then also not only that, but even what Gwen had experienced back when she was in high school, being set up for a marriage with someone that she barely know, it was just one thing her parents tried to do, but now she's happy with the one she loved the most in the whole world. This is how Gwen and Sasha found a true love, got a family together. The end.